Good morning, everyone. Today we have a new lesson in our book, Traveler 6. As long as we have finished studying and explaining each lesson in this book, we started doing the rounds up. In the previous lesson, we started with the roundup that is related to Unit 1 and Unit 2. Today, inshallah, we are taking the roundup that is related to Unit 3 and Unit 4. Today we have variety of skills and exercises. We have some exercises that are related to reading, vocabulary, grammar, and also listening. So we will be starting today with the first one, which is the green fingers. Green fingers. What we have to do right now is to read this text, try to understand the meaning of the text, then fill the gaps with only one word in each gap. So the answer should be one word in each gap. إجابة تكون كلمة واحدة فقط. One word in each gap. For most green fingers, for most of my life, I have had my garden tended to a gardener. Tended to by a gardener. I have a shed, but I use it for storing old bikes and other things, not gardening equipment. And anyway, gardening always seemed like too much hard work for me. That all changed when I was invited to go to the Chelsea Flower Show. It showed me just how wonderful a garden can be, and I signed up for a gardening course the very next day. For a few lessons, we were not allowed to get our hands dirty. We just studied some basic botany and learned a lot of theories about gardening before we went outside. In the beginning, I was all fingers and thumbs, but in spite of a few broken pots and dropped seedlings, it didn't take long for me to get the hang of it. And near the end of the course, the teacher said I had improved more than any of other students. In fact, a new town garden is being built in the town center next month, and my class was asked to come up with some designs. Amazingly, I had my design chosen, and I am proud of that. We have finished the first paragraph, and now we will go to the second one. In the second one, we will try to put or to choose the correct answer or the correct word for the gaps. We have a short text about how bees communicate. How bees communicate. We said before that the word communicate means deal with the other people, speak with them, talk to them, try to deliver the meaning of words that you want to deliver to them. So we have six gaps, and we have six choices on the right side. In number 1, we have A, into, B, across, C, about, and D, around. We have to choose the correct choice for each gap. We will start reading this paragraph, then we will choose the right answers. When a honeybee comes across a patch of flowers where nectar or pollen can be found, she returns to the hive to share this information with the other inhabitants of the hive. Here, in the middle of a cluster of her sisters, she performs movements in a figure 8 and shake her body. She performs elaborate movements in a figure 8 and shakes her body. As of this, the other bees know the exact of the flowers. As a result of this. The other bees know the exact location of the flowers. Okay, right now we will move to this page. In this page we have a grammar lesson. It is about rewriting the sentences. If you take a look at the sentences, we have 8 sentences, and we are asked to rewrite each sentence. We have a sentence, and there are words on the right, like called, so, that, even, for, case, being, and cut. What should we have to do? We have to take the word called, so, that, and so on. We have to take them and use them properly in the sentences. So we will paraphrase نعيد صياغة الجملة. We will paraphrase the sentence so the words on the right can fit properly in these sentences. Number 1, my full name is difficult to say, so my friends call me Jay for short. My full name is difficult to say, so my friends for short. So I am called Jay by my friends for short. Number 2, the coffee is too hot for me to drink. The coffee is, we have to use the word so. The coffee is so hot that I can't drink it. The coffee is so hot that I can't drink it. Number 3, Saif bought a motorbike in order not to get stuck in the traffic jam. We have to use the word that and paraphrase the sentence or rewrite the sentence. Saif bought motorbike that so that he won't or wouldn't get stuck in traffic jams. Number 4, in spite of trying really hard, we failed to win the competition. We have here to use the word even. We failed to win the competition even though we tried really hard. Number 5, this is the knife we use to cut the onions. We use this knife for cutting onions. Number 6, as it may get colder, I will give you my gloves. Case, we have to use the word case. Take my gloves in case it gets colder. Number 7, the police are investigating the theft of the valuable painting. The theft اللي هي السرقة. The theft of the valuable painting, the police being invested by the police. 8, Alan goes to Ricardo's for a haircut every month. Every month at Ricardo's, and we have to use the word cut. Every month Alan gets his hair cut at Ricardo's. After that, we have here this part where we have 10 gaps, or we have 10 blanks. We have to read the whole text or the whole paragraph and decide which part of a speech or which suffix that we have to add to the words on the right. We have some words on the right: communicate, combine, move, express, speak, develop, special, populate, believe, and similar. These words are either verbs or nouns, and we have to add some suffixes to change their verbs of speech. To change their part of speeches. احنا نضيف كلمات في آخر هذه الكلمات، أو نضيف إضافات مثل ATION أو إضافات أخرى بحيث يتغير موقعها الإعرابي because we want to change or to turn their part of speech into another ones. We will start with the first one. A sign language is a means of communication. We added ATION at the end of the word, and when we add ATION, we omit or we remove the E at the end. We remove the silent E at the end. Number 2, or we will continue. A sign language is a means of communicating or communication that conveys meaning through a combination of body language, particularly the shape, position, and movement of the hands, as well as lip patterns and facial expressions. It is said that systems of communicating by signs may be even older than speech. The development of sign language is common, especially in deaf communities. These languages are used not only by the deaf, but also by their friends and families. There are even examples of whole local communities using sign language when a large portion of the population is deaf, as in the case of Martha's Vineyard Sign Language in the USA. Sign languages are not connected to spoken languages, and many different ones are used in countries throughout the world. Although it may seem unbelievable, the British and American Sign Languages have no similarity to each other, even though the same oral language is spoken in these countries. We have finished the first and the second pages of the roundup. We will go to the last page, which is related to the listening skill. We will listen now to many conversations, and after that we will answer, or we will choose the correct answers of each one. We have number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Okay, so now what we have to do is to listen carefully to get the correct answer. Okay.
Module 2, Roundup. You will hear short conversations. After you hear each conversation, you will be asked a question about what you heard. Choose the picture which answers the question correctly. 1.
You are coming to dinner tonight, aren't you?
Sure. Can you remind me of the time? Is it at 7?
No, it is at 8. Originally we had planned it for 6, but nobody could make it.
Okay.
What time is the dinner?
The time is 8. Now listen to number 2.
2.
I dropped chemistry this year.
Well, that makes 2 of us.
But we'll be in biology together, right?
Actually, I changed my mind about biology too. You are looking at the new student in your art class. I've decided to get in touch with my creative side.
What subject are both boys taking?
They are both taking art.
Three.
Hey, Nigel. Are you coming to Tim's gallery opening next week?
I'm not sure. Which day is it?
Initially, he had planned it for Saturday, but his football team is playing that night, so he's having it on Sunday night.
Oh, that's too bad. I don't think I can make it. I have to catch an early flight on Monday morning.
Which day would suit Nigel? Four.
Here are the directions to John's house.
I'm not very good at reading maps. Can you help me?
Sure, but it's really easy. You go east along Main Street towards Elm Street, and it is on the southeast corner of High Street and Main Street. But if you get to Elm Street, you have gone too far.
Great. Thank you. I will see you there.
Where is John's house?
Okay, now we will go to the next part of this lesson. We have 5, 6, and 7.
5.
You were late for class today. Missed the bus again, Jake?
I didn't use public transportation this morning. I decided to drive for a change.
Got stuck in traffic, no doubt.
I wish. The car broke down and I had to walk.
How does Jake usually go to college? Six.
All of this studying has got me really stressed out.
You should take up an activity like swimming, for example. It'll take your mind off school for a while and help you relax.
You're right. You know, I used to cycle when I was younger, but now I think I'd prefer to do something indoors, like joining a gym.
What activity did the boy do in the past? Seven.
I'm looking forward to the graduation.
So am I. It's on June 28th, right?
I think it's June 29th. Let me check my calendar.
Oh, you don't have to. Look at the bulletin board. It's on the last day of June.
When is the graduation?
Okay, and now by the end of this exercise, we have just finished the roundup of Unit 3 and Unit 4. See you tomorrow.